So let's talk about the psychology of decluttering when staging your home. Decluttering is not cleaning. It's a psychological strategy that helps Lake Ariel and Hideout buyers fall in love with your home faster, which in turn, translates into a faster sale. And that's what you really want, right? When I meet with sellers here in Lake Ariel and Hideout, one of the first questions that they ask is, what should I do to get ready before you start taking photographs and start the showings? And the answer I give them is one backed by every major staging organization, from the Real Estate Staging Association to NAR's Profile of Home Staging. Decluttering and depersonalization is one of the most powerful, cost-effective steps that you can take before listing your home. And it's not about perfection, it's about psychology. Buyers can't fall in love with a home that they can't see clearly. They can't envision living in a space when their brain is working overtime trying to process all the visual noise. So when we declutter and depersonalize, what we're really doing is we're creating a clean emotional runway for the buyer to imagine their life inside your home. So let's break down how and why this works so well. There's a simple truth that staging professionals emphasize over and over again. Clutter equals stress. And studies in environmental psychology show that more items a person has to visually process in a room, the faster their brain fatigues. And when a buyer feels overloaded, they disconnect emotionally and they move on quickly. So decluttering, instantly removes that friction, and it lets buyers breathe, and it lets them slow down, and it creates that calm, open experience that leads them to picture ownership. And that's the moment that we want. And you may ask, well, why does depersonalizing, help buyers form that necessary emotional connection? I know, you asked that. Well, this part surprises many sellers, but it's one of the most documented principles in staging. Personal photos, collections, awards, strong theme decor, they interrupt the buyer experience. Instead of buyer imagining where their furniture will go or how they'll use a room, they start paying attention to you and your family. And the moment they stop imagining themselves in your home, we lose momentum. Depersonalization is never about removing your identity. It's about giving the buyer a space to imagine theirs. And so we fall back on the concept of the rule of thirds. And this is the most trusted staging technique that award-winning stagers like Tori Toth and Barb Schwartz and many staging training programs all reference. And the guidelines are very simple. Remove 1/3 of what is currently in a room. All your rooms. Why? Because the average home contains far more furniture and decor than buyers need to emotionally evaluate a space. And when we remove that excess, 5 things happen immediately. Room feels larger. The second that we walk in, it feels just easier. Photography becomes cleaner and more appealing. Buyers can focus on the features and not on your belongings. The home feels newer and move-in ready. This is the staging psychology at its best. A small change that create huge emotional impact. And buyers pick up on things that sellers often overlook, and these details absolutely affect how the home feels during a showing. So here are some of the most common visual distractions. Too many pieces of furniture creating a chopped up space, heavy drapes blocking out the natural daylight, countertops crowded with junk, overstuffed bookshelves, too many pillows and blankets draped everywhere, busy gallery walls with family photos and bad art, large pet beds and feeding stations, toys or hobby equipment, overwhelm open areas, dying plants and tired decor. The goal is not minimalism, the goal is clarity, clear sight lines, clean surfaces, and intentional pieces. Now, let me mention how decluttering transforms my professional photography. Every image I take becomes your home's first showing, and it has to engage, has to captivate. And when clutter is removed, 3 things happen. The lines look cleaner, the light moves more freely across the room, and spaces feel larger and brighter and more modern. And this is why every major staging publication stresses decluttering as the #1 non-negotiable step before photography. Your photos determine how many buyers are attracted and how quickly they book showings. And this will shock you. The ROI of decluttering, NAR's profile of home staging shows that buyers are willing to pay more for a home that feels clean, open, and move-in ready. Staging reports consistently note that decluttering alone can impact offer price by several percentage points. And here's the shocking part, the best part. Decluttering costs almost nothing. A few storage bins, a weekend of sorting, maybe a small off-site storage option if needed. It's the rare staging strategy that costs very little and delivers very high impact. And all this decluttering, it does three things incredibly well. It helps buyers imagine themselves in your home. It increases the perceived space and flow, and it strengthens online photography and showing performance. And in a competitive Lake Ariel and Hideout market, these advantages matter. Every little thing matters. So when I walk through your home, I'll tell you exactly what stays, what goes, and what needs to be simplified. You don't have to guess. You don't have to stress. You only have to follow the strategy that has helped me achieve 25 years of consecutive million-dollar sales right here in the Lake region. Because staging isn't about decorating. It's about creating a story. It's about creating an emotional experience that leads to a stronger offer and a faster sale. So when you're ready to sell, let's prepare your home for the market. And I really should be your first and only call. I'm Mark Bond with Century 21 Select Group, and I live here.